Hello there. You're listening to the Box Office Show. I'm Ryan Hill, and today we'll be talking about the box office numbers from last weekend and our box office predictions for this upcoming weekend. And in honor of the 10th anniversary of its release, I will be revisiting Damien Chazelle's modern musical masterpiece, La La Land, with two fellow fools who dream, Alex Flores and Hunter Vance. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
for having us.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into the box office breakdown for February 20th to 22nd. GOAT, 16.8 million, was in first place. Did you guys see GOAT? Some basketball heads
No.
in the pod right now. Y'all didn't see it?
Didn't see Goat.
No. I heard it was good though.
Dang. Target audience.
I
it was
heard
just like a
positive.
good family, time.
That's what I've heard too. And it had a great hold. I mean, last weekend it didn't open number one, and then he was able to beat out Wuthering Heights to take the first
Yeah.
spot. So Wuthering Heights had 14 million. In third place, I Can Only Imagine 2 at 7.7 million. Crime 101, 5.5 million. Send Help, 4.4 million. How to Make a Killing opened to 3.4 million. Not a great debut there. Epic,
Mhm.
Elvis Presley in Concert, 3.2 million. What a great name, by the way. Epic, Elvis Presley in Concert. That's dope. Solo Mio, 2.3 million. Zootopia 2 with 2.2 million. Bringing its domestic total to 423 million.
Dude, still
Meaning-
making numbers.
Still making numbers, and it has now beat Minecraft to be the number one movie of last year domestic.
Oh, wow.
It was
So-
close.
It was very close.
It
It
was
was
close.
a beast
For
What
a
a
second.
battle, huh? Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
I was one of the people that saw Zootopia 2 late. I think I saw it in February, actually.
Well, there you go. You're adding to its late legs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it had better legs than Avatar Fire and Ash, which brought
Yeah.
in 1.7 million. Its domestic total at 400 million. So it got beat out by Judy Hopps and Friends.
Yeah.
Right. Our box office predictions for February 27th to March 1st. Scream 7
Oh.
coming out.
Mm.
Scream
Heard that?
Scream 5 in 2022 made 30 million. Scream 6 2023 made 44 million. I don't know if y'all know or not what the vibes are for that release for Scream 7, but
Oh,
would you expect that it would be over or under 44
Mhm.
million?
Okay. I can't give an honest answer because I think I remember seeing something of its numbers. So, like,
Uh-huh.
I can't give a genuine.
Oh.
What would you have expected? What would you have expected?
I would have
right?
expected far under.
That's what I'm saying. I would
Really?
expect way under.
Way under its numbers that it actually did.
I'm gonna go over because he just said that the last ones went up each time. So I feel like if we're that trajectory, although I know this one has controversy because of the actress and that they fired. So
Mhm.
They changed the
I don't know
cast
about that.
and brought back
Yeah.
The original lead, and so there's some hype for that. But I would have thought, a lot of controversy around them
Mhm.
essentially losing the new cast they came up with.
Yeah.
Like, they did a pretty
Yeah.
good job establishing a new core four, as they call them, and then
Yeah.
they're all gone. Jenna Ortega, they never would have got back anyway. She was too big. But
Yeah.
But all right, let's talk now about our main topic,
Ooh.
La La Land. So, sticking on box office first, I just want to talk about the legacy of this film because obviously it's the 10-year anniversary. So I want to get especially your guys' opinions on how it's aged in that time and how we think it'll continue to age in film circles and in general pop culture. Its box office was 504 million worldwide, which is crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Film would not touch that. Again, think of the biggest hits right now. Sinners was 350 mil. I think it's over
Mhm.
360, something like that.
Mhm.
Bump that off there, another is in the 200 mil range.
200s, yeah.
So these are incredible works, beloved by critics, beloved by fans, and that's where they top out. So La La Land's hitting 504 million at that time, and against a musical, one of the genres that died out for decades, and it was able to have that big comeback. So all of that against a budget of 30 million as well. That's insane.
Yep.
Like, that's unheard of.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So incredible financial run there. as far as Oscars, it also had a pretty historic run
Yeah.
Yes, for multiple reasons.
for multiple
One that we'll
reasons.
get to. Yeah,
Mhm.
one that we'll get to.
So it had 14 nominations, which prior to this year being dethroned by Sinners, it was tied for the most nominations for any film. It was alongside All About Eve and Titanic. All had 14 nominations. It had 6
Wasn't it
wins.
overtaken by Amelia Perez last year? Or am I
I think
just adding salt to that or just lying? I don't
Mila
know.
Perez didn't overtake it. It may have
It didn't
tied,
over
which is
It may have
insane.
tied. Is that what
I
it
think
was?
it got 13 though. There's been a lot. It's been because Oppenheimer I
Yeah.
think
It's been,
13.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they've been
It's been a
getting a
lot.
lot of nominations for it's something I've noticed a lot.
I think we're gonna see that continue because they keep adding Oscars, right? We have casting now. They're
Mhm.
gonna get stunts.
Yeah.
So
Stunts next year, I think, right? Yeah.
It's gonna be
so
huge.
we'll see. It might keep climbing, but yeah, 6 wins. Do you all? Can you guess what were the 6 wins?
Yeah. Wait.
You remember?
I want. Can I try?
Yeah. Go.
Best director. I know that one for sure.
Mhm.
Lead actress.
Yep.
Original song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go cinematography
Yep.
and editing, and then the last one I'll say costumes or set design. I don't know either one. We'll see.
You got 4 out of 6.
Oh,
4 out of 6.
okay,
Yeah.
the last two are tricky.
Well, let me try and pick up the scraps, I guess. Wait,
See if you can get the last two.
I was gonna say
The
you
first
named
4.
6. What was the 4?
You don't get any help with
I know
that.
I don't get. Okay, well I know the 4 that are correct actually.
Okay. Well.
I'm gonna go score.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
and
Nice.
then maybe sound.
It was a good guess there for musical,
Nice.
right? That was back when
Yeah.
it was sound editing and
I was gonna
sound
say
mixing.
one of the sound
Yeah.
ones. They were there was
Got nominated for both, did not win either.
Okay.
So it got Best Director for Damien Chazelle, Best Actress
Mhm.
Emma Stone, Best Cinematography Linus Sandgren, the GOAT,
Yep.
still doing incredible work.
Yes.
Justin Hurwitz for original score. He won alongside Benj Pasek and Justin Paul for Best Original Song, City of Stars.
Mhm.
And then Best Production Design, David Wasco and Sandy Reynolds Wasco. So score, song, production design, cinematography, actress, director. So those 6 wins.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it also, for about 2 minutes, won Best Picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little asterisk.
I was
next to
watching
it, right?
live.
Dude, me too. Again, that was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I was just stunned. I was shocked.
It was crazy.
It was like nothing like that. And then
Mhm.
shortly thereafter, it was the Miss Universe pageant. Same thing happened.
Oh, I didn't know
With
that.
Harvey.
I remember
it was
that.
like a trend of people were just
Yeah.
announcing the wrong people. I was like,
Mhm.
this is wild. Yeah, the Oscar again. This never happened. And it was just crazy shocking. Again, a historic moment. Always going to be tied to those 2 films, La La Land and Moonlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I want to talk a little bit about initial impressions for you guys, like way back when you first saw it. And then we'll touch on, again, how the legacy has evolved over the past 10 years. So for that Oscar ceremony, had you guys seen this film? Or not?
Yeah, I had seen it already. I actually, it was, I'm wondering, can you edit this out if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna share it, but you might have to edit it out. So when that movie came out, I was dying to go see it in the theater, but I never got the chance to go see it in the theater, whatever happened. So
Saying
it was
you
not out on digital yet. It was not out
failed
on,
the high seat.
you know where this is going. So it was not out on any sort, you can leave this in, it's fine. It was not out on any platforms. So I found a way to watch it, and I watched it, and I fell in love with it on first watch. And I was like, wow, this is an amazing movie. I do not advocate for such methods. I do not use any of those methods ever now. I watch everything legitimately because it's our industry. But at the time, I went ahead and watched it, and I was blown away. And it was my favorite movie when I watched it. For a while, it has slowly crept up to my all-time favorite movie of all time. I said that twice, but yes. And when I was watching
both times,
when I watched the Oscar, I was rooting for it the whole time. I was hyped when Damien won. And then I was so hyped when it won Best Picture. And then I was like, what is going on? And I remember because it was late, and I probably shouldn't have been up that late, but I was watching. And then they came out and they were like, "Moonlight, you won." And I was like, almost like a perfect end to a perfect night. But Moonlight, I haven't seen Moonlight, but I hear it's a great film. So,
Bro,
but
you
La
haven't
La
seen
Land
it?
to me, I actually haven't.
You're
Yeah,
too hurt
it's
by it
I
winning.
was
You're like, I
too
can't.
upset. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'll give a pause. I'll let Hunter go, but I have a note about the legacy that I want to touch on later because I think the legacy of La La Land and how it's looked on now is quite interesting versus how it was. I feel like it's kind of had multiple lives over the years, and now it's kind of reached, I think, at this point, icon, status where it's cemented into the pop culture.
Yeah, that's why I think it's fascinating. That's why I wanted to go through it, and I think it's a really good time to talk through that. But yeah, I just wanted to know if you guys like were actively rooting for it or not during that Oscar ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
If you were stunned when it's
I was shocked.
or got pulled from them. So Hunter, what about you? Had you seen it heading into that ceremony?
I have not at the time. Yeah. At that time, I was still watching just like Slop and Mission Impossible. So I wasn't into the actual art of movies yet until a couple of years later. And I didn't really hear anything about it. Actually, Alex recommended it to me. And then I watched it, obviously, and I was like, holy shit. My life has changed. So so yeah, I wasn't around or knowing of it when it came out and during the whole award debacle and everything.
Gotcha. Yeah, for me, I can't remember exactly when, but I feel like leading up to the Oscar ceremony, Dylan, who's not with us right now, he held a movie night. So me and some friends, we went and watched it, and it was just such a great experience. I mean, we'll get into all the reasons we love the film and everything, but yeah, we had a great, which we need to like bring back, but he held a lot of movie nights that showed our friend group a lot of stuff. And there it was a little more tight knit. We had expanded it more. But again, just everyone wasn't driving with all the films. But this was one where, again, everyone was tuned in, everyone loved it. Yeah, it really, really impacted me. So I was definitely rooting for it that night. I will say, I watched Moonlight. It's a fantastic film. Like, it's also a masterpiece. This is one of those where it's like, again, just because, I mean, La La Land is in my top 10, possibly top 4. Like, it's so high up there that I'm like, I obviously wanted it to win, but it won so much already. And it had the legacy as well of like tied for the most nominations and everything. So like it had its imprint. And the Moonlight is also it's a stunning film. So Alex, you definitely got to get on that.
I do have to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just love how both were deserving. It was a crazy night, but there's like no, I mean, it sucks for the people that wanted to go on stage for La La Land and then had to sit down afterwards. But again, I'm sure the after parties were great. They had a lot of awards, very well celebrated. I'm glad that Moonlight also got their spotlight on that day. So yeah, no like, bad outcome on that night.
Yeah.
But I just do vividly remember, like, with all the, even like, the slap a few years ago, it never stops like being crazy, watching this stuff live and being like, because again, it's like the number one, I mean, we obviously like, it's our Super Bowl, right? For cinephiles, film lovers and everything.
This Sunday.
Yes.
It's a Sunday coming up. But even back then, again, think 2016, right? So this was still when everyone cared about the Oscars and things weren't as fractured. And so it's like, imagine that, like the biggest blunder you could have on Best Picture, like of all the awards, it's Best Picture, the one closing the night. Some people turned off their TVs thinking La La Land won. And then you hear later, what? Moonlight won? Like, what are you talking about? So just a wild turn of events. But yeah, so let's chat a bit about that legacy. So Alex, you give your perspective first.
So when this movie came out, it was it had so much praise around it. It was, a lot critical response, audience response. It made a ton of money. It was very highly well received. But I remember a couple months after, there was like this loop around where people were like, oh, it's not that good. Oh, there was like some backlash. There was, what happens when movies are that big.
Often, and we've seen it a lot lately. Like Everything Everywhere All at Once got that treatment.
Same
very
thing,
beloved out the gate, and then especially when it becomes like an Oscar frontrunner, it kind of gets that backlash.
Yeah, it's kind of happening.
Nora, they all
the sinners. now I
that
think a little
treatment.
bit.
And yeah, you've seen it on, because again, One Ballot on Sinners, which again, I think this year it's like one of those where it'd be awesome if either one of them won. Like they're both incredible films, but then you're seeing again like people choose their side and then they start bashing on the other one.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, guys, like let's just
exactly.
calm down.
Yeah.
But you have to
It's
sort
like
of
two
weather that
legends
storm.
can't coexist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was all that backlash, but now, and it's crazy because, like Hunter said at that time, like you didn't know that movie, but now most people, you say like, "Oh, have you seen La La Land?" Almost like the average person has seen La La Land, and a lot of people really do love it. So I think it's fascinating to see that it's not like it was not a massive hit at first, but it has really broken through into the mainstream, into the zeitgeist. It's really out there. So I think that's its legacy is constantly growing, and it's constantly finding more and more of an audience. And I think it's here to stay for a while. Yeah. I mean, obviously we're here 10 years later talking about it, right? But I'd think, another 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, it'll be there. And fun fact, I want to throw this out now. Damien Chazelle was the youngest to win Best Director, which for when he won, for me was a huge thing because I was like, whoa, he's so young winning it. It was like inspirational.
He was like 30,
for a ton of
31,
reasons.
something like that.
Yeah, he was, something like that. Youngest to win it. And it was a huge deal. But yeah, very, very cool legacy for sure.
So why I want to bring that up is because your point, Alex, I think is true. Like you talk with people, especially, us, we went to film school and everything. You break out in these conversations like the films people love, the Letterboxd top 4, all that. And so many people will mention La La Land. They love it. They have a huge passion for it. And so I was curious heading into this. I was like, all right, let's see like where it stands in other places. Last year, since it was 25 years of the 21st century, there's all these top 25 lists. I mean, me, I got a podcast here, so I'm always fascinated by stuff like that. I want to see what other people think, what's going on. And I was surprised by how many lists did not have La La Land at all. And so I started going through a few of the lists. The one that had it on there was the New York Times readers poll of the 21st century, where they had 100 films. La La Land placed 16th, which was ahead of Get Out, Moonlight, and Whiplash, which is interesting. And then it was behind Everything Ever All at Once, and then 2 Lord of the Rings movies. So that's where it landed, 16th. And I'm like, okay. So it's the readers poll. That makes sense, right? That it's sort of going to be represented among the general film lovers, and then maybe more the mainstream people. But I went to go test that theory a little bit, looked at some other places. Letterboxd, they just expanded to top 500.
Yes.
Crazy.
La La Land, not on there. The IMDb top 250, not on there. I was looking at there's They Shoot Pictures, don't they? It's a website. They aggregate like the top 250 of all these other lists. So IMDb, all these other ones, Sight and Sound, top 100, all that stuff, right? Specifically for the 21st century. So not even Citizen Kane's out, all these other classics out. 21st century, not on there. Absent from the list. I was like, this is crazy. I can't believe this. And so I was looking through I guess maybe because both of you, I ain't done it, but for Painted Faces, I would like just interview people, right? It was just like me chatting, getting to know them a little bit, talking about the film. But I would always ask as like kind of an icebreaker. I'm like, so what's your top 4? The most common response was La La Land. Like a bunch of people had La La Land, and the next one was like Interstellar. But that's like my comparison one, because Interstellar 2014, it also was sort of it didn't get a lot of critics love, but it got a lot of fan love. And then since then, it's only grown. It's gone crazy. That's in the Letterboxd top 500. I think it's like in the top 50. IMDb top 250 for sure. I think it's in top 100, maybe top 50, stuff like that. It's definitely in that readers poll. I forget where it was on the New York Times, but it's definitely in there. So I was like, I'm curious to see how La La Land fares with all this. And again, it's absent from all these lists. But among people I've like talked to, again, those quote unquote interviews I have with people, even looking at I have on Letterboxd of my friends, I'm going to go through and look at the star ratings. 5 star from Edward, 5 star, 5 star, 4.5, 4.5, 5 from Alex, 5, 4.5, 5, 4.5. Next page. 5, 5, 5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 5, 4.5, 5, 5, 3.5. Still good, right? But I'm like, come on, 5, 5, 4.5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay, this guy rewatched it like 3 times in 2 days. 5, 5, 5, 5. It's like so many.
Damn, how many
And
friends
these
you
are the
got?
ones that like did the reviews. Well, some of them are rewatches. Like again, Blake Nebeker, who you guys know, he did like and 3 of them were in a row. I'm like, this guy just watched it back to back, which again is like that shows the passion. Right?
I would do it.
Yeah. When I got the Blu-ray for it and I got the digital code, I watched it like 3 times in a span of 4 days.
It's that goated 5, 4.5, 5, 5. So I'm just seeing like a crazy amounts of love, right? But then it's not seemingly not reflected in these, even by the industry, right? Like I guess the critics, the journalists, not reflected in those lists. And then even again, you would assume the film lovers, the cinephiles, the people like us on Letterboxd, IMDb, it's not even there. So I'm like, what's going on with this? Is it not getting as much love, or is it just kind of like a generational thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think
any thoughts?
There's a clear answer. I think there's a clear answer for why it's not, and that's just people's distaste for the ending. That's where I think it just boils down to. I mean, that's why my sister doesn't like it. She hates the ending, and it tainted the movie for her.
Talk about that, but that's one of the best endings of a movie ever.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
100% agree. 100%. But
yeah, it's an all-time ending
that way, unfortunately.
I wonder if it's because the musical. Some people just don't jive with musicals like that, so maybe that's why. But to me, if you don't like musicals, it's like, dude, get over it. Like, come on, just But yeah, damn, this is interesting. That we're like the wrong people to ask to figure this out.
Well, that's why I think it's funny to be like us who love it, and we're like, how can people not see this? But it's still well regarded. Again, it has a 4.1 on Letterboxd. This day, it's like Rotten Tomatoes is still 91%. Check the Metacritic. I'll bring that up as well. But again, it was like always well received, and still to this day, it's well received. But like, we're all treating it like pure masterpiece, right?
Like it's a cinematic achievement.
Exactly. On that level, it would be among all these other great classics, among the classics that it pays homage to, right, within the film. And yet, it's not there. And then so this was my thought, because I was wondering when I watched it again recently, I was like, I was like beaming the whole time. I'm like, this is fantastic. This is pure movie magic. I'm like, how could you, as someone who loves film, like not watch this and be like, 1, inspired, and then 2, just like energized and want to be like this, like herald this is like a perfect example of what to do. And so I was thinking, I was like, in 60 years, where's this going to be on the Sight and Sound Top 100? Because I was like, me, if I get in there, if I'm voting, I'm like, I'm putting La La Land on that list. I know people like Alex would, Hunter would, like, I'm like, all of these people I know and talk to, they would put that up there. Like, this is such a bedrock foundational film for us. And yet at the current moment, it's not there. And so I'm like, why is that the case?
Wow.
And will it change over time? Like, will more and more people get introduced to it and fall in love? And, our love will only get stronger for it? Or is it going to kind of fall by the wayside? I don't know. So
I think it will grow.
Yeah.
I think it will. That's my opinion. Exactly. And I think I know people outside of film, and they really like that. I do know some people outside of film, and they go, yeah, it's good, but it's not that good. But especially among the film community, like in our age group, people love that movie, and it comes up all the time. So I really think over time it will just continue to grow, and people will respect it even more.
It's a 94 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
Which is like universal praise. Like, that's
insane.
So again, I don't know. It's just a fascinating case of like, it seems like it's fallen down a little bit. And what's also interesting about it is Whiplash, also Damien Chazelle a few years prior. That one is well represented in these lists. That was shown up on the top 25. It is in the top 50 of the Letterboxd. On the IMDb, I think top 100, maybe not top 50, but so it's like, that's kind of crazy. La La Land seemed to be the magnum opus that he created in his second film, second, wide released studio film. And then now Whiplash is the one that, which by the way, I love as well. It's a 5-star film, also hugely impactful.
Of course.
Fantastic.
Yes.
But I'm like, really? Whiplash is the one. Maybe that speaks to the ending as well. I mean, you leave. But again, La La Land has such a fantastic ending, which we'll get into. So I don't know how people sour on that note. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's fascinating. Whiplash in all these lists is the preferred Chazelle film. So,
I feel like Whiplash is a little more accessible for some. Like La La
No, it
Land
is.
is very much the film guy's movie. It's very, all these homage to these classics.
you would think,
Like
but on the
I
surface,
get it.
I think Whiplash is more of that because it's more. I mean, at least there's Emma Stone, who's like half of the
Yeah,
movie and is the best part of the movie in La La Land. Whereas Whiplash, I mean, it's a point in the film where the love interest gets cut out pretty early on
gets
because he's
cut
like,
off. Yeah,
I
Brutally.
need to focus on this. I need to pursue greatness. You can't be a part of that.
Yeah.
You just distract me. Peace out. And obviously the J.K. Simmons relationship is like why that is such a standout.
Yeah.
But that's even more like film bro-y than
It is film
La La Land.
broy, but I mean, like, in terms of film cinephile, I think La La Land is more of like that cinephile sort of film. I do agree. Yeah, Whiplash is definitely more of a film bro flick for sure. But I think Whiplash can get more of that universal love.
Yeah, and also just La La Land being, a musical is already alienating some people because there's just people that don't like musicals, and then the romance type as well. Some people may just perceive it as like, oh, it's just a stupid romance musical movie, not really, just dismissing it immediately based on the surface level. So,
Indeed. All right. So, what were your guys' latest watches of old La La Land?
Too long.
Oh,
Too long. But
I don't mind.
Soon because my girlfriend hasn't seen it and she does want to watch it. I am very curious though. I don't know. I don't think she'll like the ending of it though. She doesn't. She's one of those people that just doesn't like sad things. And
it's not a sad ending. Like
it's not.
It's bittersweet, but it's beautiful.
It is bittersweet.
It's life.
They
Yeah.
smile. They smile and head not at it's okay.
It's beautiful.
It makes me go crazy. But so I'm very curious on how that will go.
What the heck?
Oh,
show her. Yeah. Hopefully, she'll love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My last watch actually was probably one of the most insane ways to view the film. I saw it in concert last year in Miami. And funny enough, I was like, I need to see this. They have it here in Orlando now. So if you guys want to check it out, there's a couple tickets, March 28th plug. I don't make any money from this, but they are playing it here. Yes. But I saw it in Miami because I needed to see it. And dude, it was the whole time I was beaming. There's no point. It's not on camera, but I actually got the vinyl signed and I met Justin Hurwitz, which was crazy. That was really awesome. Cool. So yeah, that was the last time I saw it. It was insane. I was literally beaming the whole time. I was like, this is like,
so what was because I've seen a lot of those. They've done like the, Hans Zimmer suites as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they're showing just the clips to go along with it, or it's the whole movie and it was the like live performance of all the score. That is the sickest thing ever.
Yeah, it is phenomenal. Truly
like how movies used to be.
Yeah, way back when.
Way back then, yeah.
Way back then, yeah. But it's a really cool experience, especially as a super fan of the film. And there was a lot of people there. There's a lot of people dressed up in like costumes and things. So there is a massive fan base for this movie. That's what I'm saying. Where I think like it's only going to keep growing. I think it's only going to keep getting the more recognition it deserves. But yeah, that was cool.
I might need to do that.
Dude, they only have tickets left for the 2 p.m. on the 28th. I checked. I looked at it. But it's a Saturday. Yeah. Right, I don't know what you guys got going on, but I would consider it. You don't want to miss it. Ryan, when was the last time you watched it?
So recently, Regal, they've been putting all these movies to theaters. And so for March 1st, they had La La Land. And I was like, I'm going to go. Like, I need to see it in theaters because I haven't before. I was going to when I was in Europe last year. They had at Le Grand Rex, like the biggest theater, it houses like the biggest auditorium. They had something for La La Land, but it just didn't line up with when I was trying to come into town or something like that. And so, unfortunately, I wasn't able to see it there in Paris. but I was like, this would have been so cool because obviously Paris is a major part of the film. And that would have been my first time seeing it in theaters. So alas, couldn't have done that. But when it came around, thanks to Regal's little series, I was like, you know what? It is time. I'm gonna go. And it is fantastic. It is such a delight to be able to see it on the big screen, to have, which I'm sure, I mean, yeah, Alex, you felt that with the live orchestra, but having the music fully surround you and it enveloping the whole theater, I mean, there's just nothing like it. So that was a total blast. And then again, just because of that, I was buzzing. I was like, I just want to talk about it. So I was like, it wasn't even planned as like an episode. I was just like, I just want to talk about it. I want to bring people on and rave about this film. So let's do it. So yeah, that was my most recent watch. So let's dive in. Let's talk about all the stuff we love and adore about La La Land. What are some of the parts that have stuck with you guys through your many watches over the years?
Dude, it's so hard to pick a thing to just start, and like the whole thing. I love the whole thing. There's so many great moments. Each time I come back, I feel like something else picks out. When you revisit it, you really notice the way the beats are set up, like the way everything is truly set up in camera in the story to then be paid off later. And dude, it's such a well-made movie where when you rewatch it, you're like, dude, how did they do this so perfectly? Every department is acting at the at the top of their game to deliver that. Yeah, I think the thing that stands out to me is always the cinematography and the blocking though. Like that's the first thing that always jumps out in the rewatch where I'm just like, man, these shots are beautiful. This LA's never looked better on camera in that movie. From the right off the jump from the freeway, dude, from Another Day of Sun is an amazing. That's got to be up there for best openings, right? Like,
oh, easily.
Amazing. And the structure when we jump back to seeing them on the freeway together.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
And then the coffee shop run that she has.
Yeah,
where she was.
I saw that coffee shop.
You saw the coffee shop
on the Warner. You can go to Warner. You can tour the Warner Bros. Lot in. It's not a real coffee shop, but you can tour the Warner Bros. Lot in LA, and they'll show you where they shot it because they just shot some of those parts on there. And you can go to all the other locations too in LA, which is definitely, if you ever get out there, would recommend for sure.
Definitely on the bucket list.
Right? Yeah.
Those spots. But yeah, the opening is great because it immediately brings you into the fantastical realm of a musical, right? Mm-hmm. So the dim, like, worst thing about LA and highways, freeways, roads in general, right? Traffic,
as well as the sun, the beating sun.
That too. And then all these people get out and they're impossibly happy, singing about the joyous time in LA, and then again all the vibrant colors are coming through with the costuming. They open up the one like little cargo truck and guys are in there on the drums and everything. It's delightful, pure delight. And then when we get back into reality, she's like practicing something. She's on the phone. You think she's like having a real conversation. It's just her auditioning. And laying in on the horn. Sebastian is like, "Come on, like move on." Yeah, they flick each other off. It's just like a great way to start out. Very lighthearted, and then as you mentioned, like the way they come back to it to show us now from the other perspective. So we get some time with both characters individually, like that, which is a great idea for the writing. Very well executed. The whole layout of the film, where again it's a musical. And they lean into that, especially in that first half, because that's when the romance comes about and it's this whirlwind of feelings and everything. But as we move later into the film, and then both of them are having more difficulties with actually being able to make progress with the dream, and then their romance as well is also having some troubles. The music becomes less frequent. The colors all become less vibrant, both in just like the set design and then also their clothing as well. So it's just a great way to like visually showcase how again they're filled with all this passion and hope and dreaming very early on, and then as they get the wear and tear of life like beating on them, and things become more difficult, the realism sets in more. And then, which is why the whole beautiful what if sequence at the end, when we get rushed back into that
Insane.
fantasy, it hits so
Yeah.
much more because we've been apart from it for so long. Like we
Mhm.
haven't had that. So yeah, I just think like again from the writing level, approaching the entire structure of the film like that of like we'll put the musical elements up top and then slowly, there's less and less of it, and then we bring it back in full force at the very end to get that amazing closer. I mean, it's genius, and it works. It's a beautiful effect.
Yes. It is one of the most insane gut punches in cinema.
Yep.
Like it's yeah. There is a shot in the back half of the film that I love for no particular reason. It's just ingrained in my head every time I see it. It's when Sebastian is outside the recording studio and he's I don't it. So he's out there and it's the point where he knows that he's gonna miss the show. He's gotta do the shoot and it's just a simple wide, but dude, I love that shot. It's one of the I don't know, just thought I'd throw it in there. It's just one of those so many of those shots like that where they're simple but they're really intentional and they're ingrained in my head. So much of that movie is ingrained in my head. Like, yeah.
For sure. And yeah, to your point earlier about every time you watch it, new stuff will stick out to you. There's definitely a lot of that this time around. One in particular was the sort of payoff to that conversation they have when he's showing her the jazz club for the first time, and he's talking about why jazz is so awesome and how they're all in conversation with each other. It's conflict, it's debate, it's resolution, it's all this at once, which is beautiful. Like having that explanation of someone that's like very passionate about something. Like again, we all gravitate towards that. And then her, response or rebuttal, or at least just her experience of jazz music up until that point is, it's elevator music. It's the stuff you put on in the background as you're talking. And then later, she was supposed to have this date with him to go see Rebel Without a Cause, but she's like actually dating someone, like having a few dates here and there. So she has to go on that date. And then when they're there, we see the rest of them at the dinner table. They're like talking, they're doing whatever. And she cues in to the music that's playing. And then so again, all the volume of all the speakers fall out, all the people talking around her. And then she hones in on the jazz music that's coming out. And it's not even like a real, no real musicians are there.
Yeah.
They're just literally it's like a speaker up on the other side of the room. And then she's like listening to that. And it wasn't even quite clear if that's actually like diegetic, like whether there's the jazz music playing there or not. It was just the fact that she's feeling the pull towards Sebastian. She's like, I want to spend my time with him rather than like with these people. Who they're like fine. Like I always like the case where it's like,
not bad
there's nothing like he's not a bad person. Like the dude is fine, but it's just there's no real connection there. So yeah, she was like, I'm gonna dip out and then runs to go to the theater. And he was there, which by the way, thoughts on this. Alex, I don't know if you can speak to it because your fiance is your high school sweetheart, right? So I don't know how much, but like if you're going on a date, planning a date for a movie, no less, and they're not there, are you still going into the theater and watching it?
Yeah.
Depends on the movie.
So you're like, I was thinking that too, though, but I'm like, it might straight up be the movie because, like, I'm probably, if we're gonna go see a movie, it's gonna be a movie that I want to see a little bit, and so if I'm already there, I'm like, I might just go in and have to see it. But in the other part of it too, just like, it was supposed to be like a date. But yeah, so he was there and he was like waiting for her, obviously hoping for her to come in, and she does, which is great. Yeah, I was just thinking of like, would I do that? Like, would I go in there and then in the back of the mind, you're thinking about, what's going on there? Why didn't you come? Why didn't this happen? Blah, blah, blah. But anyway, in the movie, it plays out very sweetly because then she goes up to the front and you have, the projection is playing on her face and then they lock eyes.
On the
they're both happy about it. And then I also love too, because, they're adults. They're like, I don't know what their ages were exactly, but mid to late 20s, I would assume. I think that's how old they really were. Like 30. So, yeah, and then they just, their hands drift towards each other, and then they hold
Yeah,
each other's hands.
Mhm.
And they're gonna go in for the kiss, and then the
projection.
projector craps out. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just beautiful. And then it leads into the observatory thing. It's just like
Mhm.
that whole first stretch of like them
sequence.
falling
Yep.
in love together is just so beautiful. Like it's
Insane.
impossible not to be smiling throughout that whole thing.
Yep. And then you have the summer montage right after that, which is
Yep.
amazing. And you have this is the other that you might not notice on the rewatch, but these background characters, because the movie is predominantly just Mia and Sebastian in terms of characters, but all the characters in their life do keep popping up and showing up around them. And the Chazelle never goes like, "Oh, this is the friends that are there now. They're there at the screening, see." But they're there. You just catch it. Like if you don't see it, you don't see it. But they're there at
I
the
do. Yeah, I love that.
screening. The sister keeps coming back. They never say that that's his sister again, but she gets engaged. She has
You
down the
do
road she
see
has a kid.
the photo at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
so
Great.
it's like these small details that make the world feel so lived in, and every time you come back, you notice something different, and yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
I would wonder because when you're at the screening and you're like, oh god, like the trope of no one's going to be there for her one woman play. But it's like, of course,
You see the girl.
some people are going to be there, right? And so
Yeah.
there's some random folks there. But then her 3 roommates were there. And then my question though would be, they should have carved out the whole night to either celebrate with her afterwards or
To be there.
mourn afterwards. If it didn't go well, which clearly it didn't. And especially if they would have known about like, oh, Sebastian isn't going to show up, he's not here.
That's
they would have
crazy.
had an emergency girls' night out, and
Yeah.
been there for her. But obviously for the story, we needed to have the Mia and Sebastian confrontation. But just that that inclusion of like the friends were there because of course they were there. Like it makes sense, and so that's great.
Yeah. Even the casting lady, I think she is in that audience. If you, I'm like pretty
She
positive.
is. No, she is.
There,
yeah.
So it's like you see, like
she's
not
like
you
far
would,
off.
yeah,
Like, where it's like really hard to see.
not like you wouldn't think of it, but it is something where now when that happens and she calls, obviously you might think, oh, that seems kind of unrealistic, but she's literally there in the scene earlier. So it kind of, that's what I'm saying, where these things are really thought out, I think, very well. Everything is so intentional in that movie. Every detail. Yeah.
What are you guys' what's your favorite musical number from that movie?
I have dude, it's like asking you to pick your favorite kid.
All right, we're doing a Sophie's Choice. Come on now. Which one?
I'm gonna just go with the epilogue, even though Another Day of Sun's a close. I listen to Another Day of Sun probably the most, but I'm gonna go with the epilogue. The final one is my favorite musical number. Yeah,
that one's goated. Taking that one outside of it. Which one?
Then I would go.
Fair.
Okay, then I would probably go. I like Lovely Night quite a lot when they're there on the the backdrop. Also, that they shot that in camera. That is a real sunset behind them, and they had this small window of time to shoot it. So that probably number one.
Had to be on their game for that one. Everyone had to show up.
And then the ugly hand that Ryan Gosling hates that he did.
It's down instead of up.
It's down. Okay. Okay.
It's fine. Again, still an iconic poster, still an iconic scene. It's all good. We're all okay. Gosling, it's okay. Okay. So Lovely Night. How about you, Hunter?
For me, it's between Another Day of Sun and Someone in the Crowd. I'm probably gonna go with Someone in the Crowd.
Me too. Someone in the Crowd
is insane.
Amazing. Like the beginning and the ends.
And everyone's
incredible.
Yeah.
I also love the conceit of the song as well. Like it's one of those where I could just listen to, which I did earlier today a few times. And just listening to it, it's like a great song on its own. But also just that idea of pairing the thought of like, okay, you're an aspiring actress. You need to put yourself out there, right, to be someone spotted in the crowd so you can rise to be the starlet. But then also for love as well, right? You need to put yourself out there and be someone who's ready to be found by someone who may spot you in the crowd and want to make something of it. And so I just love like pairing those two ideas together into a song. But then just visually, like this is like the big musical other than the epilogue at the end. Like this is the one where it's like all
massive.
out
there. Yeah.
It's so dynamic. He has so many visual tricks. His beloved whip hands spring up quite a few times.
The water when the the jump into the pool
Yeah,
with
And
the
the
camera in the
360.
water up
spinning
to the
around, the fireworks.
dude.
Hmm.
It is an amazing
That's
sequence. Yeah.
sensational. The visuals as well of like her coming out, everyone being in slow motion,
Yep.
and it's picking up,
Hmm.
his music's picking up, and then the snow
The snow is
coming
crazy.
down
Yeah.
on the outside, like gorgeous shot, truly one of the best. But then even earlier on, again, like just playing with the colors, each of the
The
girls
different
having a different
dresses.
dress.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
Emma Stone is sensational in this film. Like it's one of my favorite acting
Yeah.
performances ever. She's amazing. I'm so glad she won for this.
Ooh.
Like the little things, the face that she makes when she, where she's like putting the drapes over her,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and she's
Oh,
like
the like
acting like
glue.
she's
Yeah.
Yeah.
getting tailored
Yep.
or something. Like it's hilarious. She's amazing in this. And then, but yeah, again, just like the back and forth, the little ups and downs that we have, where they all go off, and then she stays behind. You see her on the bed with the Bergman poster in the background there, and then she rushes out
It's
and
so
joins
good.
them.
The drums
Yeah,
when
Hmm.
she
yeah.
comes out. Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
drum, yeah,
fantastic. And the camera work again is crazy.
is insane.
Jibbing up,
Hmm.
down, left, and right everywhere.
Yeah.
So
And
Yeah.
the fades of the different signs.
I love that part. That part's so good. Yeah. Dude. Yeah, the colors are insane. That probably might be the most colorful sequence in the film, minus
Yes.
the epilogue. Yeah, and it's
The
it's
dresses alone all
insanely.
just pop. Just
Hmm. Yeah, and it's
the dress.
structured very well, like you said, Ryan. The intro, the middle, the end, each part of it is so engaging. It's really good. Yeah, it's so good. There's so many of these like small moments too, and like I said, these details where Chazelle doesn't spoon feed you anything in this movie. Everything, it's like either a sound effect, it's a in camera, it's something to the side. Nothing is like given to the audience. You really have to be watching and paying attention. Obviously, if you're half paying, you can follow the romance. That's simple. But all these like nuances and intricacies of the world, they're just sprinkled and hidden without, which I really love. I think that's what really elevates the film.
hmm
100%. So yeah, I would have to go someone in the crowd as
That's a good
my,
pick.
of just like the pure like musical numbers, the songs. That would have to be it. But again, City of Stars is beautiful. Obviously, that
It's great.
motif comes up
Yep.
throughout anywhere, immediately recognizable. So very beautiful. The hymn on the pier, the boardwalk, where again another gorgeous
The
sunset.
sky. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's insane.
really fantastic.
Yes.
Um,
And he just starts dancing with that guy's girl.
yeah,
Just
the
why-
playful him being like,
Yeah.
"Hello," like
Yeah.
back off. So yeah, that
I
stuff
will
is
say I only
great.
have one gripe with the movie.
Oh,
It's just how loud the smoke alarm is. I always have to
Dude.
like turn the TV down because like it actually like hurts.
It is always so loud. When I saw it last in theater, I was literally thinking like, how loud is this about to be? But it wasn't that bad in the theater. But it is always like at home. I always like, this is pure. This is so loud.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Which is
that
it obviously it's intentional and everything, and I
Mhm.
understand what it's going for, but whew, it's got to be ready at the remote on that one.
That is a brutal sequence.
Yes.
The dialogue is really, they really jab each other really good. like
Mhm.
it and no one's really like the villain there. Like you can see where they're both coming from, and it makes sense. And it's the dialogue throughout is amazing,
It's
especially in
life.
that sequence. Yeah, it's really good.
lighting is great there, and yeah, some of those line deliveries are truly incredible. The ones that stick through of like her. This is before like they start getting into the real argument, but he's asking, he's like, "You don't like my music, or you don't think it's good?" And she's like, "I like it. I just didn't think you liked it," because he's the one
Mhm.
that had gone through all this time of like, this is what jazz is supposed to be. And then
Yeah.
here he is like making this music that seems to betray everything that he was advocating for earlier on. And so yeah, so her coming out of like, no, like I like it, like this is my speed, but I don't think this is what you would be trying to go for and supporting. So that stuff was great. Yeah, just the whole build up.
When Ryan
Love all
Gosling
this.
says, "Oh yeah, sorry."
No, go ahead.
When Ryan Gosling says like, oh, it's like well, there's the part where you go, you're like, what do you know? You're an actress. It's like, oh, it's so, and then he says, oh, there's like, it's like so passive aggressive. It's like, you can't practice anywhere. Like you can just pick up and go. Like, let's just go.
Right. That was just earlier on, which that was him being stupid. She's got the play in like 2 weeks or whatever.
Exactly.
Like,
he's like, yeah, we'll just go, oh, there's one more. Oh, when he's mentioning how he's worked so long to get there, and you can feel that he is like battling with it, where he knows this is like the safe gig, because it's set up earlier too when Emma Stone's on the phone with the mom and she's talking about how no, he doesn't have a job, he doesn't have a gig. That's what pushes him to go work with Keith. It's Keith, right? Yeah, to work with Keith. So then this moment where he's not even, if I'm not mistaken, he's not even looking at her. He's like looking down at the table, which is just such a small like note, but it's amazing. And he's like, guys like me work this long in the whole, like, this is the dream. This is what I'm doing, you know? But then there's that conflict because that's not his dream. That's just like an ideal version of what he thinks he should become. And
he was trying to rationalize it though. He was trying to be like, again, people do this. They work their whole lives to get in a place where I'm making successful music that people like. What's wrong about that? And she's like, why do you care so much about being liked? When did you care about being liked? And that's where the actress thing comes in. It's like, again, dang. So he got in the defensive mode there for sure. He was out of pocket. He was wrong, in the wrong.
He was out of pocket.
All throughout. Because then he says the thing of like, maybe you just liked me when I was down, so you could feel better about yourself. And it's like,
crazy, like out of pocket.
But again, he feels like she's correctly pointing out that like you are betraying your dream right now, and you could like nothing's wrong with like being successful in that band. It's just because you know that you don't want this. Like you clown on this, so you know you're betraying yourself right now. And he obviously knew that, but it's never a good thing to admit. So he was just lashing out. But so well done. Again, that conversation was beautiful. Again, the performance is so on point throughout that whole thing. I also love just the line reading of they brought up the name again. He wants to name it like chicken on a stick or something. And she's like, this is stupid.
So change the name.
And they bring it up, and she goes, so change the name. So very, very well done conversation. And again, the ending with the smoke alarm, and then she uses the opportunity to head on out. It's really well done. And again, the colors, the visuals, impeccable. I mean, it's hard not to see, light coming through a window and not think of Vertigo, especially, the green light coming through. And I'd love to dive in more and see like what was the thought process behind that particular color for that scene. Because obviously in Vertigo, I mean, it's very much tied with desire and everything. So I don't know, interesting. Desire, the dreams, and that being like on them. It's always in the back of mind, even if he's trying to turn away from it at that point. It's just very good. Like again, there's so many things you could dive into and explore with like the directorial choices they made, that Chazelle made. So beautiful scene. I also love how lighthearted the film is, and a lot of times, like this was very fun. The Iran scene as well, when she has them play Iran, and then again, just her facial expressions, her like full commitment to playing along with that. So good.
The shades.
Serious musician.
From
a serious musician. It's such a good line.
I'm very curious. In an alternate world, this movie doesn't work if Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone never worked previously together with Crazy Stupid Love, and I forget the other one before.
Gangster,
this was like their
Gangster Squad or something.
Something like that.
Gangster something,
Because this is their third film where they were like
together,
together pretty much, So
their chemistry is really good.
It's insane.
If that wasn't there, it would be tough for sure. But definitely whoever was casting on that film,
they cooked.
Should retroactively give them best casting Oscar, because that's genius.
Dude, I love the film of Emma Stone leaving her boyfriend or anything for Ryan Gosling. Happened twice now.
All right, let's talk about that ending. Let's get back to the creme de la creme of these endings. It is just perfect. Like it's so perfect. A beautiful what if scenario playing out, which is great because again, like talk about subverting expectations. Going in, it's a musical, so you think when the first time Mia enters that cafe or bar or wherever it was that Sebastian was playing, and he gets fired, and then they're about to cross paths. you think, and this is right after the someone in the crowd, right, where it's like someone ready to be found. Here she is coming across this guy again, right? Uh, Even if they don't really know it, she feels connected to him because of that musical piece he was playing, City of Stars, and so we're like, okay, this is it. This is gonna be the meet cute moment. They're gonna talk and everything. And then he just brushes right past her. Which is such a great choice.
Cold shoulder, yeah,
yeah.
And she just had to stand there and be like, really? So
yeah,
that was just a great moment because again, he was not at that time ready to, be open to this. And then so to start the fantasy sequence, the what if, where they correct that mistake and then they instantly go into a kiss, and then it goes into all the replaying all the events we've seen, but where they're fully in lockstep and they make the right choices and everything good comes from it. Just a great, again, can see a great idea. And then that epilogue, like that piece of music, is just fantastic.
Beautiful.
On everything, everything coming together, all the different motifs, different songs, melodies, it's all coming together. It's just beautiful. The moment where they're on this, like the painted set, and it goes from the white backdrop to the more like the colored in, California landscape. It is sensational. Like it is one of my favorite moments in film ever. Like, it's so hard every single time.
Yeah.
And then the
it blew my mind when the globe was real.
Yeah, I was about to mention the globe.
The globe.
The pan to the globe, then going transition. Then they're in France. It is amazing. Yeah, there's so much good filmmaking in those final 10 minutes. They go absolutely crazy with every detail that they're showing. The sets, like you mentioned, the different sets, the black and white, the silhouette with the performance of the audition, followed by, I think that is what leads into the globe, right? Because they're in the
because then they go to
outside.
Paris.
They're outside in the set, and then they go to the silhouette. Then they go to Paris, and and then
you get the baby.
Yeah, and then you start to feel after the home video, and then you start to see the night play out that you just saw, and that's when you start feeling, oh no, what's going to happen?
Right. Then you've been so swept up, obviously by the power of the filmmaking, but also just seeing them be happy together and everything. It's like, beautiful. And then you're like, okay, when's it going to stop? When's it going to end? Which is done perfectly, by the way. We start on them again. She's all over him. They're kissing, right? So it's like they're way closer than her and the current husband. Which again is just like they're on a night out. It's fine, but again, we're caught up in this this magical romance that the two share. So we see them, fully in love, and then we spin all the way around to see our boy up at the piano, and then spin back around to see her, with her real husband there. Real moment now playing out, and her face is just so pained because she just went through that whole what if. God, it's so good, so bittersweet. That whole ending, which I love.
Yeah.
Like it is
real.
Me of that.
They got success, but not the. It is a romance film, but ultimately it just doesn't work out at the end. And they get their dreams, but
which I think they're smiling to each other at the end is that is, and this is why again I fell so much in love with the film amongst all these other reasons. I love character and theme. Two big things with story. This one ties them together perfectly because the theme here is that Chazelle in a lot of his works is exploring dreams and sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
So are we willing to sacrifice for those dreams? A lot of times it's the people in our lives or the relationships that we have with them. And so here we have two dreamers. They're very passionate about the arts. They're trying to pursue that. And so what are they going to sacrifice? And it ultimately is each other that they have to sacrifice, right? Their relationship. But it's okay because they only got to their dreams because they had met and loved each other and supported each other. So even though their love didn't last, their love was so impactful on each other. And I love that. I love that idea. I love that sentiment. I think it's beautiful to portray, and the way that they did in this film is just the perfect way to do that. Because there's so many times where you see them have influences on each other. The logo that Seb uses.
Yep.
Again, it's not chicken on a stick. It's
No,
Seb's.
Seb's.
The
It's
logo is
Seb's,
the one
yep.
that she made for him.
Yep.
Again, her conversation does urge him to, like, that fight that they have does urge him to leave Keith's band and start playing at weddings or doing whatever he needs to do to like find money. That's
Yeah.
not portraying himself by being in that like main pop band. And then obviously he, drives multiple hours, goes to another state in order to tell her about this audition, drives her there, is supporting her when she's at that point. She's like, I'm out, which again, another incredible performance moment from Emma Stone.
Yep.
Just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, it's painful. Like, I've seen so much failure. I don't want to keep doing this, and I don't think I can. And he's there being like, which is a great writing moment. He doesn't give this like huge speech. He's just like, you're a baby. I'm picking you up tomorrow 8 a.m. Be here. Like, he's just like, come on. Like, yes, you feel that way 100%, but also you are an artist. Like, you're a dreamer. You're going to keep doing this. You're not going to let this opportunity slide. So I'll see you tomorrow. And another funny moment of when he tries to drive off when she's there.
Yeah, she's yep.
She's like, I went to get coffee. It's a great moment. But anyway, so then obviously that audition pays off, right? And everything goes well. And it's because he was there to be like, you need to do this. So they have a huge impact on each other. They both get further in their pursuit of their dreams because they knew each other and were able to support each other in the right ways. And that's just so beautiful. So even though they couldn't experience each other living out the dreams together, the ending, they're able to see that each other got there, right? He walks past like the poster. Obviously, he knows she's a big Hollywood actress now. And then she sees that he got to have his club and it's celebrated. It's full of people. Like, everyone's loving it. So yeah, they got their dreams. They didn't get each other, which is bittersweet. Like, I just love that message. I love that theme. I love how it plays out in that whole ending sequence. It is just a top tier ending. It's got to be one of the best ever. Like,
it is one of the best, 100%. It's so well executed. Chazelle talks about it in the bonus features how he wanted to do the, I don't know what the term he used, the final dance, like the final ballad, that they do, but they wanted it. They want, that's the twist that they did on it, because typically that final dance in the musical is this big, romantic celebration. They're together, everything's right. But this one flips on its head, and it's such a great modern take on it. Dude, it is true. It's truly the modern musical for sure, right? Like, I think a movie musical, it's a top tier ending. And it is bittersweet because they do get everything that they wanted, just not each other. So
Yep.
Alas. I do have a question though. I don't know, you have to think back against the last time you've seen it, but whose fantasy do you think it is that was playing out?
Oh, I know.
Mia's or Sebastian's? It's
Mia's fantasy for sure.
Hunter, your thoughts?
Yep. No, I agree, 100%.
How come?
He doesn't get the club in that one. That's why, because it's her acting, her performance, her success with him there, and that's why I think it's her fantasy. Also, weird note that in that fantasy she has a boy instead of a girl. I don't know. It's just like a small thing. It's just like I don't know, but
that's how different it is. Their child is a different gender.
But yeah, I think it's hers.
Yeah, I was asking that because. And see, y'all are in the know. You pay attention because you see that, everything that she ended up getting plus him comes true, right? But then he has a different path. But then watching it this most recent time, because I've held to that for a long time. I'm like, it's Mia's thing. But this time, watching it over again, I was like, maybe it's his. Or at least it's like definitely a merger of the two, of like what they both would have wanted to happen. But just, I don't know, maybe I'm more of a yearner now. I don't know. But I was thinking, I'm like, if I'm in that shoes and I see her come in, I'm like, yeah, my club can wait. I'll forget that. I'll go to Paris for you. Like, let's make sure you get your dream. And then I'll put mine on the back burner. So not like he's never going to get there, but he would rather delay getting a club if it meant that he could be with her and then also her dreams play out, on the same timeline. But again, his is just pushed back a little bit. I was like, I feel like he would definitely accept that. Like, just seeing his emotions, how he looks at her, the somber final piano notes there.
Yeah.
Like I totally feel like he would be like I would, yeah, like I would sacrifice the timing of my dream coming true if it meant that I could be with you.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It just struck me a different way this time, seeing it play out. So I was curious what y'all would think. But yeah, for a long time again because of Mia's perspective, everything she gets, but then also him.
Yeah,
it makes sense that it would be her fantasy playing out. Yeah, I don't know.
That is the beauty of the film, though. Every time you see it differently. And I think you can take it differently. Maybe it is kind of both of their fantasy. Maybe it's not his like dream, but maybe he is imagining what would it look like if he did stay with her, and she's imagining if he stayed. So there's an argument that maybe it's both. It's really that they're both sharing that in the same time. But again, every time you watch it, you'll feel a little differently about it. That's what's so good about it. Chazelle doesn't tell you this is how you need to feel about this. You're just experiencing it and taking it for what they don't even say anything to each other. They just look, and it's so good. Yeah, awesome.
100%. Yeah, and this again, one of the most impactful films on me. Like, definitely helped develop my aesthetic sensibilities and understandings of cinema, as well as again just like storytelling. Again, I talked a lot about like the different writing choices here. This was a great film to study its screenplay, but also I think I like in any class I would do something on La La Land. So there's like essays I have about this. There's videos that I have about it. I just love coming back to it. And again, there's so much to talk about and pick apart. But yeah, like I don't know if you guys, maybe you remember Hunter, since you saw like an early version of the Painted Faces, like a rough cut. But like that theme of having an impact on each other but not ending up together is very much included in Painted Faces.
Yeah.
And then just like so much of how you convey a story, including ending it off with again a whole musical number. I don't know if we can do that at our level, our budget levels. Definitely not on that scale, but definitely the idea of you don't need to end it off on like a conversation that sums up everything, right? Like there's power in a look, there's power in just an image. And so that was something also in Painted Faces, like it ends off. The whole final sequence, final scene isn't really dialogue based. The like thematic resolution, the big character arc payoff comes to you visually. This is like La La Land was that first big expression of wow, like you can make it hit so hard non-verbally. And again, it's our medium is one of visuals and sound. Use that to its fullest extent, and it can be more powerful than some lines of dialogue being exchanged. Again, I love writing, I love words, I love dialogue, I love things being phrased in beautiful ways to capture an idea, but also again just like the power of an image that can stick with you, and that whole ending of them looking at each other and smiling and being like, again, it's okay, right? That whole idea of we're not together, but I see that you're happy. I'm happy that you're happy. Oh, it's just beautiful. Like so.
Yep.
Yeah, the influence that this film has had on me as like a person, as a filmmaker, as a film lover, it's just that's why it'll always be one of my goats. So yeah, any other final thoughts on La La Land?
Yeah,
we're all fools that dream.
We didn't even talk about that sequence. That's again,
I know,
it's true.
Banger sequence, incredible.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure was that one like in danger of also like being cut at one point. I feel like I could be completely misrepresenting or mishearing that.
That would be wild.
That would be wild.
I
don't think so, only because it's so integral to the.
I know. No, I know. Yeah.
But maybe I don't know. I didn't hear that.
I don't know.
But yeah, the impact for that film, it's one that shows up. I think like in so many different areas, even in my work, like just the character centric, the themes. I think personally too, like my favorite films for a while were like, I think number 2 for a while for me was like Ratatouille, because it's like another dream movie, and those have always been the things that I'm drawn to, where it's these like unlikely artists or these like chasers that ambitious that want to do things bigger than themselves, and that movie was just one of those that really stuck with me because of it. And it's something that the sensibilities of Chazelle's work, using the camera, using everything the medium has to offer, and absolutely just pushing it to the max and using it in every way he can to tell the story. I think is a huge, huge influence and huge like guide to follow. Like it's almost like a compass of a movie of like, if you want to make a movie that is going to impact the audience and leave them with big emotions, this is no better playbook to follow on how to do it. But yeah, I love it. It's my all-time favorite. It's my all-time favorite. I could talk about it for hours.
All-time number one.
Yeah.
There you go.
It is number one.
Beautiful. All right. Well, I guess we know the answer then for everyone, but how many Fools Who Dream out of 5 are we giving this one?
I got to think about it. No, it's a 5 out of 5 for me.
A measly 5. Of course, bro. Come on.
Yeah, full 5 out of 5 for this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just incredible. It's just incredible. So yeah, I'm glad we were able to chat about it. Like I said, honestly, we've done like 6 years ago, I think our podcast was still happening. Like we started 6 years ago, even longer than that. We did an episode on Damien Chazelle, like a director analysis on him. Again, he's one of my favorite directors, and he had 3 films at that point. And we were like, we're doing director analysis mainly so that we talk about La La Land, because I'm like, this film is goated. And 6 years later, here I am, have another podcast. Wow. So maybe in 6 years' time, we can come back and rave about it once again, see where its legacy stands. But certainly among us, we're going to be, holding the flag high for La La Land.
Oh yeah,
singing its praises because it deserves it. Absolute classic.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, a modern musical masterpiece. So, yeah, great discussion. Thank you all for coming on. That is all the time we have. If you'd like to give your thoughts on the show, you can email us at theboxofficeshowpod@gmail.com. Our main title theme is Sundown by Joseph McDade. And if you like the show, give us 5 stars on whatever podcast app you're listening to.